We are Mariners, we are massive, and we are undefeated. This is the Mariners Massive on Football Manager 21 here on YouTube, and you join us about to play a fixture against Melbourne City. We have played one game since you were last with us. That was against Western Sydney Wanderers, the team that we beat by 5-0 on the opening day. Didn't quite go to plan. We actually drew 3-3 in the end, but it's kept us unbeaten. That's 3 games where we've won 2, drawn 1. Chances are we're going to lose this one against Melbourne City because they're a really strong side this season. However, they have selected some pretty strange players in different positions. So Scott Jamieson is acting as a left winger, which I don't think he's done for a few years now. Florent Berenguer is going to start on the right wing. I think he sort of tucks inside as more of a central attacking midfielder. Adrian Luna is up in support of Jamie McLaren. J-Mac obviously being one of the very top A-League strikers. So challenged probably this season by Tommy Zurich over at Adelaide. But otherwise, I think Jamie McLaren is the leading marksman in the A-League. You'll see the formation here, 4-4-2 under Patrick Cusnorbo. Not what you'll see in real life. They play quite a dynamic 4-5-1 or 4-3-3, depending on how you look at it. We have approached with our usual 4-2-3-1. And there you can see the league table. Western United and Wellington Phoenix top on 10 points. We can join them with a win, and we would go top due to our goal difference. But all I'm asking the boys to do today is, if they're going to lose, at least lose with dignity and grace. You know, let's not have own goals or players running off the back of markers. Let's, if we're beaten by quality, we're beaten by quality. And already De Silva with a good tackle on Scott Jamieson. Plenty of player instructions in this one, of opposition instructions. I think we are going to have to get a little bit in the faces of Melbourne City to get anything from this, as De Silva comes inside, and it's a goal early doors, 2 minutes on the clock. Michael Janota. De Silva, the architect. Not what we expected. Matt Simon winning a big header, I think against Curtis Good, who has picked up a knock. Janota with all the time and space in the world just to pick out the bottom corner beyond Tom Glover. So a really good start for the Mariners, completely unexpected, and against the run of play, but against the expected run of play. I don't think we'll get away with Melbourne City not scoring in this game. They have got a chance straight away. Adrian Luna with the free kick, but it is cleared up the field. Now Delbridge all the way back to Nathaniel Atkinson. Now De Silva on the ball, but it's a really good tackle. Now to Matt Simon. Can we get it out wide? We are going to get it out wide to Stefan Negro. Big cross in the ball. Just not finding the feet of an attacking player. Good start. As I say, City will score. Let's not just ignore that. But you see there, Curtis Good with the little icon above his name. That means that he's picked up a bit of an injury before this game, it looks like. Berenguer screwing his shot wide. I have to say, second half against Western Sydney Wanderers was a bit of a shit show. We were 3 goals up and should have held on. A dodgy penalty went against us. We'll review all the results, of course, in the A-League rundown on Sunday. But yeah, it was a bit disappointing to see us not come away with all 3 points, as Adrian Luna almost gets in behind. One thing that I have done today is I've switched round Ruan Tongic and Kai Rolls. Ruan Tongic is a much better marker, and he'll be up against Jamie McLaren. I don't know if that's then compromised with Kai Rolls up against Adrian Luna. As Gianni Stensness gets in there. Really good play from him. And Birighitti sees the shot go wide. It's not going to last. But so far, dignity and grace. That's what we're keeping up with, and when we eventually lose, at least we'll be able to fall back on a moral victory. That's the ambition. Has of course been a really good week for the Mariners in that gritty alternative known as real life. Alan Stadgic's side picking up a big win, unexpected in many circles, against MacArthur, who themselves had a really good opening day victory against Melbourne City. Western Sydney Wanderers, of course. Western Sydney Wanderers, who drew with us 3-3 in our last game. So, great result for the Mariners. They were top of the league going into this round of games this weekend. So, all the best to Stadge and the boys. I'm interested to see a bit more of Tom Glover in the Melbourne City goal. Ollie Roos at goalkeeper. He's got a bit of competition this year already. So you've not only got Daniel Margush, who will probably take up position in the Western Sydney Wanderers goal throughout the season, depending on if Vedran Janjetovic returns, depending on how he performs about that sort of time, in about a month or two. Also, of course, James Delanioff, who is keeping goal for Adelaide United, played really well so far. Good shot stopper. Probably does need to do a little bit of work on distribution, but that's never held Jamie Young back. So, full credit to him. As there's another effort on goal. It's a corner. Oliver Bazanik going to take that now. Let's see if we can get anything from here. We can't, and it's upfield. Negro upending Adrian Luna, stopping the counter-attack. Good play. Good play by him. And we go into the break 1-0 in front here at Amy Park, which is one of my favourite A-League venues. The other, of course, being what I call Gosford Park. I think it's just a Central Coast stadium, but I am extremely happy with the performance. And look at all the players inspired and motivated. That's what we want. Let's encourage the boys. We could do without, though, giving away long balls like that, as Gianni Stensness steps in to just slam the ball into touch. Not a problem with that one. You just get back in, organise properly, and it shouldn't be a problem. As we see Glover with the goal kick now, but it's to our lad, Jack Clisby, who I think has started the season well. Very functional player, doesn't make grab a lot of headlines, but always there when you need him. As Bazanik looks to have earned a corner. And there's the second goal. Matt Simons, his 7th of the season. Big header. We have been working on set pieces, I have to say. I spent a good morning. Glover's done. He's let that through, hasn't he? The old glove man there, not really getting too strong hands on it. Bit of chocolate wrist action, as Matt Simon profits from our set piece. So as I say, have been doing a lot of training on our set pieces, especially free kicks. So new approaches, new tactics have been put in place just for those. We are aiming a little bit at the near post where Matt Simon is stationed. So there you have the fruits of our labour on the training pitch coming through, as it looks like Melbourne City are making a change to their lineup. In fact, as we hit the hour mark, I'm just going to have a quick check of what they've done. So it looks like Craig Noon and Andrew Naboot are on the pitch. Bit of a problem for us. Two very good players. Not sure why they didn't start, to be honest, because they don't look to be. So the green heart is based on like a Fitbit. It sort of shows you the condition of the player. They both look to be pretty full of condition. In fact, I'm going to keep that on there while we just make our own substitution. So we're just going to freshen up the team here. You're looking at the likes of Janota, maybe. In defence, Tongic doesn't look brilliant, does he? I'm going to change Janota. Do we have anybody who could replace him? Like for like on the bench? Not really. De Silva would be the choice. Out on the right. The alternative then would be to bring somebody like Ruiz Diaz on, perhaps in the middle. No. Do you know what? I'm going to leave it for now. Just because Urena's probably the player I would bring off, but I'm going to give him another 10 minutes just before we do, as Scott Jamieson, who is now playing central defence. So I didn't notice that. He's shifted back into central defence to replace Curtis Good. Galloway on, and that means Atkinson has gone up into this right wing role. Strange that Patrick Kisnorbo is selecting his fullbacks at wing. Not quite sure how nervous he is of our attacks out wide, and he needs a bit of extra protection as Luna gets in front of Clisby, but it's cleared upfield. Aimless again. Really need to work on these long balls on the training pitch, but Matt Simon could be in here. Yeah, it's cleared to Bozanic. Good ball out wide. And now here comes City. Good tackle from Ruon Tongic. We are going to cross over now to 70 minutes, and that means I'm just going to make that change, bringing off. Oh, look at Daniel De Silva. He does not look like a happy boy, does he? Going to bring on Jankovic for him and Ruiz Diaz, who's actually played pretty well for me this season. Unlucky to find himself left out. You can always tell he's played well because of his bright green average rating. Going to bring him in for a bit of freshness in the final third, and that way, if the ball is getting pumped up, I do expect Matt Simon to sort of win the headers, really, and that just brings them in. But it's not a header, it's a finish along the ground. It's now 3-0. Clisby, again, I said he was playing well. Infield to Bozanic, who's going to put the ball over here for Jankovic, and then Matt Simon. So all these visa players, the likes of Urena, Jankovic, Janota, they are to be integrated still by Alan Stajic. It should be in the coming weeks because I don't think Central Coast Mariners play this weekend. He's been getting the wins even without those visa players, which is really impressive for Central Coast. Obviously a team that haven't done that well in recent seasons. More often than not, wooden spoon winners in the last few years. But great to see they're doing well. I do think that the F3 clubs, it's important for them to do well. I think not necessarily winning, silverware, winning trophies, but what we all want is a more competitive A-League and just everything closed up and really sort of congested in there. Getting into the final day, as Adrian Luna gets one back here for Melbourne City, I did say that they would start doing that. They would score this game, and they have. So we're just going to move back into more of a balanced setting, just to move everybody back a little bit. As we get into the final few minutes, I will just adjust our positioning. So as I was saying, it'd be great for the A-League to have everything just congested, really competitive, especially going into the final few weeks of the season, as the top 6 positions are finalised. That'd be great. And again, Luna's coming forward now, isn't he? Birighitti at his near post stands up and collects the ball. So into the final 10 minutes, we are just going to make another change. I think it's going to be Clisby. I'm always nervous to do this. I'm actually going to bring on... Do we have a young lad on the bench? Yes, we've got Lewis Miller, who's a right back. So he's going to come on for Clisby. We're then going to swap his position with Negro. Here we go. We're also just going to move everything back slightly to a more cautious setting. And in possession, we are going to play for set pieces, and we are going to time waste. We're not going to pass into space anymore. Our attacking width is going to be pretty narrow. Passing directness increased. Yeah, more direct. More direct? No, that's not what I want. Shorter, that's the one. We'll get there in the end, folks. Confirm changes. I'm just going to give this 4 minutes at this new level, and then all we're going to do is going to drop our wingers back from their attacking midfield position. We're going to move them back as Janota is also coming off for Nisbet. That will take up a little bit of time. Not the most exciting game now because I'm kind of managing things and making sure that we don't mess up. They're set as wide midfielders. Actually, I'm going to put them on a support setting. So towards the end of the game, if we are winning and we're winning by 3-1, this is what should have happened last week against Western Sydney Wanderers. Didn't happen. We sort of capitulated it in the final few minutes. So we're going to stick Gianni Stensness. We will get these names right by the end of the season. Probably shouldn't promise anything like that. As a defensive midfielder. So in terms of our formation, if I can show you on the tablet here, you can see the changes. Everything has been moved right back. So with 5 minutes of injury time to go, hopefully we can just keep the ball at the other end of the pitch. Matt Simon winning the header. Here comes Miller on the right. Fresh legs by him, as should be Ruiz Diaz. But Luna has got him behind. And it's a good save by Mark Birighitti. So Jamie McLaren, fairly anonymous. I mean, he'll score now. But it seems that his strike partner, Luna, a lot more involved. I suspect with his deeper position, perhaps it's Ruin Tongic, because he set us to mark McLaren. And he's got good stats in that area. As Matt Simon brings the ball down here, good tackle by Scott Jamison. But we win the ball. Negro, now Luna. It's all getting a bit scrappy. This sort of benefits us really because we're the ones with the goals on the board. And there you have it. Central Coast Mariners unbeaten. 4 games now. Start of the season. Did anybody expect that? Not really. Very special, lads. Nobody gave us a chance, but you played magnificently. Look at that sea of green. Fantastic performance by the boys. Really proud. That's now taken us back to the top of the A-League. The Premier League, the A-League. There you have it. Straight in from Matt Ryan, the Australian Football Gazette. It does give us a bit of a platform. Michael Janota's goal, yes. Absolutely, it was a great start for us. And then just after the game, you can see plenty of fan reactions. Always good to see the fans very happy. So we end the weekend, because this I think is the last game of this round here on Football Manager 21. So we are top of the league ahead of Western United and Wellington Phoenix on goal difference. And everything else will we round up in the A-League rundown on Sunday. So thank you for joining me today. We are 4 games unbeaten. So these are, sorry, I should say, Belcardi. We've let go. Okay. There was a bit of, I'll go into this now. There's a bit of an issue with registration for the A-League. So you're only allowed to register a maximum of 23 players, which weirdly Central Coast Mariners have. If anything, they've got too many players. But to bring in a couple of young lads off the NPL side, they've got the nod. If I can see them, I can't see them apparently. But we have brought them in. I can't see them. Why can I not see them? Because everybody's on this list. Okay, strange. The players that we've brought in, I'll be able to see on this one. Show me the B team. So it's the guys that have actually made the step up in the main team. So we've got Matthew Hatch here. We've also actually got this young fella, Jordan Smiley, somebody to look at. And in addition, Jaden Casella has been given an opportunity to step up at certain points this season. So registration has meant that we have to just get rid of a couple of players, be that as it may. But as I said, we end the game, the weekend top of the league, thanks to Matt Simon's goal. He is our man of the match. 2 goals for him.